The storm on Epsilon Ridge came without warning. One moment the skies were clear. The next, a white inferno swallowed the entire plateau. Captain Rowan Hale struggled against the wind, his visor flashing red. Visibility 0. Temperature -40. Brilliant. He'd been charting mineral deposits for the colonization project, not planning to die in an alien snowstorm. When his scanner began beeping wildly, he thought it was interference. Then he saw her. A figure half buried in the snow, faintly glowing beneath layers of frost. Rowan knelt, brushing away the ice. It wasn't a human suit. Her skin shimmered with silver tones. Faint bioluminescent veins pulsed along her arms. "Hey!" he shouted over the wind. "You alive?" Her eyes flickered open, deep turquoise like frozen water. She whispered something he didn't understand and collapsed against him. He swore softly. "Guess I can't just leave you here. Too. The tent by." The time Rowan dragged her into his expedition tent, his muscles burned and his breath came in clouds. The heater hummed weakly, fighting the cold. He sealed the entrance flap and stripped off his outer jacket. The alien girl lay motionless, her faint glow dimming. Her body temperature was plummeting. "All right," he muttered, rubbing his hands together. Basic survival, species irrelevant. He activated the thermal blankets and placed them over her. They didn't seem to help. Her skin still felt like ice. Rowan frowned. "Come on, don't do this to me. I just fixed the oxygen filters." Then she stirred, her voice barely audible. "Cold, please." "Warm?" He leaned closer. "I'm trying." Her eyes met his, fear and confusion mixed with trust. Then she reached out, trembling, and gripped his wrist. "Warm," she whispered again, and before he could react, she pulled him closer. "Whoa, hey, what are you?" But she wasn't doing anything indecent. She was curling up, instinctively drawing body heat. Her skin emitted faint light where it touched his. Rowan froze, feeling the cold leach from her into him. The warmth that returned was almost electric. He sighed. "All right then. Just until you stabilize." Chapter 3. The stranger from the ice hours passed. The storm raged outside, shaking the tent, but inside, the small heater and two intertwined figures created a fragile island of warmth. When Rowan woke, dawn light filtered through the fabric. The alien girl was sitting upright now, wrapped in his blanket like a cocoon, staring curiously at his gear. He rubbed his eyes. "You're awake." "Good sign," she blinked. "You, human?" Her words were halting but clear, processed through his translator patch. "Yeah, you?" She hesitated. "I am Lyra, from the Anthari clans. Ice dwellers?" "Well, Lyra, you nearly froze solid out there." She tilted her head. "You saved me." "Guess I did." Lyra looked at him for a long moment, then gave a small, solemn nod. "Then my life belongs to you." Rowan coughed, startled. "Wait, no, that's not necessary." "It is our law," she said simply. "Life for life," he groaned. "Great, I rescue one alien and somehow end up married before breakfast." She blinked, confused. "Married? Never mind." Chapter 4. Heat exchange. As the day wore on, the storm didn't let up. The tent became their only world. Lyra examined everything. The heater, the ration packs, even the flickering holographic map. Her fascination was childlike, but there was intelligence behind it. When Rowan offered her water, she touched it gingerly. "We drink light, not liquid." He frowned. "Light?" She gestured toward her chest where faint blue energy pulsed. "Our bodies store radiant energy. But the storm blocked the sun for many cycles. We fade. So that's why you were freezing," he realized. "You weren't just cold, you were starving." Lyra nodded. "Your warmth feeds energy. Same spectrum as light." Rowan raised an eyebrow. "So, last night when you..." She interrupted earnestly. "You saved me again." He rubbed his face. "I need to start charging for this." Lyra frowned, misinterpreting. "Charge? You are low on power. I can give some back." Before he could stop her, she placed a glowing palm over his heart. A wave of warmth flooded through him, calm, soothing, like standing in sunlight. His breath caught. "Okay, that's new," she smiled faintly. "Now we are balanced." Chapter 5. The language of warmth over. The next 2 days the storm pinned them in place. They learned each other's languages the slow way, through gestures, laughter, and curiosity. Rowan taught her human words. She taught him to pronounce the melodic syllables of her people. When he offered her food, she sniffed it. "This smells like iron. It's stew." Your species eat rocks? He chuckled. Only when it's cooked properly. She tried a spoonful, grimaced, and glowed faintly pink. It fights my tongue, he grinned. Yeah, happens to me too. At night, when the temperature dropped, she would move closer again, her light warming the tent like a living lantern. He stopped pretending to mind. Sometimes she would hum softly, a crystalline tone that seemed to calm the storm outside. One evening he asked, "What's that song?" "A memory chant," she replied softly. "For those we lost to the ice." He nodded, staring at the flame. "I've got a few of those too." Their silences grew comfortable, like the steady beat of shared heartbeats through the cold. Chapter 6. The Searchers. The third morning, Rowan's comms crackled to life. "This is Expedition Control. Captain Hale, do you copy?" He almost shouted in relief. "Control. I'm alive. Coordinates transmitting now." The reply came seconds later. "Storm's clearing. We'll reach you in 6 hours. Sit tight." He turned to Lyra. "My people are coming." She smiled faintly, but something flickered behind her eyes. Uncertainty. "What's wrong?" he asked. She looked down. "When your kind see me, they will fear." He hesitated. "Maybe at first, but I'll make them understand." She touched his arm gently. "I do not wish to bring danger to you. The Anthari and humans, we do not meet. We hide from your machines." Then maybe it's time that changed. She tilted her head, studying him. "You believe that?" He nodded. "After all this?" "Yeah. I think you and I just proved warmth beats fear." Chapter 7. The betrayal of the cold. Before the rescue arrived, a distant rumble shook the ground. The snow outside shifted violently. "Avalanche, grab what you can," Rowan shouted, sealing his pack. Lyra scrambled beside him, helping brace the tent poles. The mountain roared. A tidal wave of snow slammed into the ridge, crushing everything in its path. The tent ripped open. Rowan felt himself thrown backward, buried under freezing weight. Darkness. When he came to, silence. The storm had finally died, but the world was a tomb of white. "Lyra," he called hoarsely. No answer. He dug with bleeding hands, panic clawing at his chest. Then he saw it. A faint blue light beneath the snow. He tore through until he reached her, half buried, her glow dim. "Hey. Stay with me." He pulled her into his arms, shaking. "Don't you dare fade now." Her voice was a whisper. "Too cold. Too long." "No," he said fiercely, wrapping his arms around her, pressing her close. "You said warmth keeps you alive. Take mine." All of it. The air shimmered where they touched. Light spread between them, golden and blue, merging. Her pulse steadied. The glow brightened. She looked up at him with wide, astonished eyes. "You give too much," he smiled weakly. "Guess I'm not great at moderation." Chapter 8. The Morning After. When Rowan woke again, sunlight poured over the snow. The storm had broken for good. Lyra sat beside him, watching the sunrise, the blanket wrapped around her shoulders. Her glow reflected the morning light like crystal dew. "You're alive," he whispered. She smiled softly. "You are stubborn, human," he grinned. "Takes one to know one." In the distance, a shuttle descended, engines echoing through the valley. "Your people," she said quietly. He nodded. "You'll be safe now," she turned to him. "No. I must return to my clan before they think I'm lost." He blinked. "You can't just vanish after everything." She reached out, touching his chest again, right over his heart. "We share heat now. Across distance, you will feel it. When the nights grow cold, think of me." Rowan swallowed hard. "And if I want to find you again?" She smiled mysteriously. "Follow the storms. We live where the light hides." The shuttle's ramp opened. Voices calling his name. He looked at her, wanting to say more. But the wind carried her scent like rain and starlight, and suddenly she was gone, dissolving into the brightness. Chapter 9. The report back at base. The medics fussed over him. "You were out there for 3 days, Hale. How are you not hypothermic?" He smiled faintly. "Good insulation, I guess." His commanding officer frowned. "You mentioned an alien in your transmission. Any trace?" He hesitated. "None, just snow," the officer sighed. "Then it was a hallucination. Exposure does that." Rowan only nodded, pocketing the small shard of crystal he'd found in his glove, still faintly warm. Chapter 10. Epilogue. The warmth remains. Months later, back on Earth, Rowan stood on a mountain ridge during a training exercise. The air was crisp, the stars bright. When the wind bit his face, he smiled. Because somewhere in the chill he felt it, a soft warmth pulsing through his chest, rhythmic and alive. He looked up at the sky. You said I'd feel it when the nights grew cold. A faint glimmer shimmered among the stars, blue, gentle, familiar. He chuckled quietly. Guess you kept your word, Lyra. And as the cold wind swept over him, he didn't shiver. He only felt the lingering warmth of an alien heartbeat, echoing softly against his own. The end.